When a San Diego firefighter or police officer is injured or contracts an illness while performing their job, the city provides them with presumptive health coverage. Today we're asking the City Council to extend presumptive coverage to our city's lifeguards. Since San Diego lifeguards are part of the San Diego Fire Rescue Department and work alongside firefighters every day, one would think they'd be provided that same coverage. Unfortunately, they are not. According to a report commissioned by the city, there is no identifiable cost to provide the 100 permanent lifeguards the same coverage as the other 3,000 police and fire safety members. So why are lifeguards being denied this coverage? Last year, San Diego lifeguards performed over 6,500 water rescues, over 50 cliff rescues, and provided thousands of medical aids. Their ocean rescues are often performed in polluted water during beach advisories unheeded by swimmers, and in river floodwaters filled with sewage, fuel, oil, and other harmful chemicals. While doing this job, lifeguards are exposed to bodily fluids and pollutants that can lead to meningitis, cancer, and hepatitis, among other diseases. In many instances, they are not able to don adequate personal protective equipment in the immediacy to save a person's life, yet they risk their own for the sake of the public. This is my dad, a San Diego police officer for 30 years. This is my husband's dad, a San Diego firefighter for nearly 35 years. And this is my husband, a San Diego lifeguard for the past 27 years. In my eyes, all are equally heroic for consistently putting their lives on the line for the city of San Diego without giving it a second thought. We know that the mayor and council members support the lifeguards and the important work they do. Now's the time to set political agendas aside and make that support a reality through your votes. Because this is my son, and I don't ever want to tell him that his father's sacrifices for the city were deemed less important than others in my own family, simply because of politics. Please pass presumptive coverage for the City of San Diego's lifeguards. It's affordable, it's reasonable, and it is the right thing to do.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Brian Clark. I'm a Lifeguard II with the City of San Diego. I'm here at home with my family. This is my wife, Tamiko, and this is our son, Dylan. And I've been a lifeguard with the City of San Diego for about 10 years, and I'm asking you to support presumptive coverage. Dylan's very passionate about this subject. So yeah, lifeguards, we put our lives on the line on a daily basis, working weekends, holidays, mandatory callback. Please support us in this issue. It's a really important issue for us, and thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, Carr family here. I'm Mike, this is my daughter Melanie, and my wife Juliana is filming right now. I've been a lifeguard with the City of San Diego for the last 12 years. Saved a lot of lives during that time. Always thought if I was sick or injured that the city would cover me, but it turns out that that's not the case. So I'm looking for support on the issue of presumptive coverage. Chris, Kate, we live in your district. We live in Claremont, and I would like your support on the issue of presumptive coverage. It's affordable, it's reasonable, and it's the right thing to do. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kerry Brown. I've been a lifeguard for the City of San Diego for 19 years. My story is I was working Ocean Beach one day. I was making warnings on some swimmers, and they called me out of the water to tell me that environmental health has shut the beach down due to a raw sewage spill. We shut the beach from the jetty to the pier, and I did get sick about a day or so later, and the city doctors told me that although it was possible I got sick from the exposure, it wasn't likely, therefore I was not going to be covered. I did miss a week of work, and I was upset, so I called environmental health, and they told me that the sewage spill had been flowing for 4 days already, and we're surprised that we were just notified of the spill. We ask that you consider providing lifeguards with presumptive coverage. It's affordable and it's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan Foster. I'm a permanent lifeguard for the City of San Diego, and I've been working for the city as a lifeguard since 2003. I'm submitting this video today to talk about presumptive illness coverage. I thought working as a full-time lifeguard that the city would look out for me in case I was injured or got sick on the job, and I want to highlight my workstation today. I work at North Pacific Beach at the foot of Law and Chalcedony Streets. It's also the neighborhood that I live in. I really take a lot of pride in being able to keep my neighbors and community safe. Right here you'll see the urban runoff ditch that is at the foot of Missouri Street, which is where I work. And when this drainage and urban runoff is flowing due to rain, it creates about a 10-foot geyser of urban runoff with everything from pesticides to dog waste, oil. Frankly, who knows what's in this running water. It's really hazardous, and we tell people to keep out for at least 72 hours. But unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. If someone's in need, I need to get in the water, and I need to help them. And my station is right here, about 100 yards away from this drainage ditch. So we are constantly being asked to get into the water right here off the drainage area. This is something that we can't avoid, and I just want to know if I'm out there helping and protecting my community, that the city will be there for me if I need them to be. Thank you very much for listening.
Good afternoon, City Council. My name's Bruce Jamieson. I'm a Lifeguard II, and I've been working for the city as a lifeguard for 18 years. And Chris Kate, I live in your district in Bay Park. I just wanted to talk to you today about the presumptive coverage. I've had some amazing rescues in my career, and I find it hard to believe that lifeguards aren't covered as fire and PD are. This past summer, we had some critical rescues up at Blacks Beach, where I'm stationed, during the monsoon storms. You may have heard about it on the news. We had a patient fracture their femur, and we were first on scene. We were knee deep in water trying to get the patient out of the canyon, and fire personnel was with us as well. And we rescued the patient, had Copter 2 extricate the patient out, and a few months later we were awarded at the Service Awards for that rescue. And I find it hard to believe that the fire personnel as well as the lifeguards on scene received this award, yet fire personnel is covered by presumptive coverage and not the lifeguards. So I'm asking you today to please do your job and vote yes for presumptive coverage for lifeguards. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bill Russell. I'm a Lifeguard II with the City of San Diego for the last 22 years.
Oh!
And I had a case once back in 2005 where I had to do CPR on a patient over by La Jolla Cove, and I was exposed to a lot of blood, and I had to go on the HIV/AIDS cocktail for 4 days, and it made me feel awful. But firefighters responded to that, and all of them, they're going to be covered, and I'm not going to. And we're all doing the same job, and we're all part of the same team. So please, Mr. Mayor, back your word and give us presumptive illness. Thank you for your time. Bye.
Hello, my name is Erik Jones. I'm a Lifeguard II with the City of San Diego Lifeguard Service, 24-year veteran, part of the Fire Rescue Department. And I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to myself and other lifeguards on the topic of presumptive illness coverage. Lifeguards basically have a potential exposure to pathogens and illness that other emergency services entities like fire and police don't necessarily have, and that is to the ocean and bay water environments, from point source pollution and urban runoff. We have potential exposure to things that we don't know are there. The county tests less than 1% of the 26 miles of coastline that we cover. And so the potential for us to go on an emergency call, even in the summertime, and get exposed to something in the bay or in the oceanfront marine environment that can make us sick days, weeks, or even years later, is there. And we are asking for presumptive coverage because of that threat. San Diego's infrastructure, while getting better, is not the best. And unless the city and the mayor's office can guarantee us 100% that there aren't any illegal sewer connections dumping toxins into the water, there aren't any broken sewer lines leaching downstream into the water, or other potential threats that just come from street runoff, cigarette butts, automotive residues that are washing into the storm drains. It's not just when it rains. Those issues are constantly being added to the environment all over the city and county, and they trickle down into the storm drains. They don't always make it to be getting treated by treatment plants. So we know that you can't provide us with a 100% guarantee we're not going to get exposed. So what we're asking for is that you give us the same coverage that police and fire have, and give us presumptive illness coverage, so that if somebody does get exposed unknowingly, we know we do get exposed and we can fill out paperwork for those exposures, but there are unknown exposures. That does happen. It has happened in the past, and we want presumptive illness coverage, and we deserve presumptive illness coverage for that. We want lifeguards that are confident when they're going on an emergency call that if they enter the water, whether it's rained or not, whether it's near a storm drain or not, that they're not getting exposed to biologic pathogens or dangerous chemicals or other hazardous substances in the ocean or the bay. So please, City Council members and Mayor Faulkner, give lifeguards the presumptive illness coverage that we're asking for. Thank you for your time.
My name is Dana Nelson. I've been working for the city for 10 years. I live in Lori Zaff's district, and I always thought the city would take care of me if I was killed or injured. My father worked for the City of San Diego Fire Department for over 25 years, and I know that I really looked up to him as a firefighter, and I wish the city would cover us with the same coverage as fire does. I am asking you to do what your negotiators said they would do. Give lifeguards presumptive coverage. You show support by your actions, not words. It's affordable, it's reasonable, and it's the right thing to do.
Hello, my name is Erik Stell. I work for the City of San Diego Lifeguard Service. I'm currently a Lifeguard III and work out at the Boating Safety Unit. I'm a cliff instructor and part of the river rescue team in San Diego. Back in 2010, I was able to get on the team, and one of the first rescues I did was down in the Tijuana River, where we rescued 3 individuals in the middle of the river. That river is contaminated. I've been doing this for 25 years, helping to protect and save individuals on a daily basis. I hope you would please consider the presumptive illness that we're trying to get for all lifeguards. It's truly worth it. We deserve it. We've worked hard for you. I hope you would work hard for us. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mark Brown with the San Diego Fire and Rescue Department Lifeguard Services. We're here today to talk to you about presumptive coverage. It was our understanding that being under the San Diego Fire and Rescue Department that the lifeguards were going to be covered under presumptive coverage. We're here before you, apparently that's not the case. We're here for you to reconsider lifeguards for presumptive coverage. Lifeguards on a daily basis are exposed to numerous contaminants, not only in the water, but all around us, the jobs that we do. Been a lifeguard for over 20 years now, and it was my understanding that I was covered, but that's not the case.
Hello, my name is Jason Call. I work for the City of San Diego Lifeguards, part of the fire department. I've been with the city for over 25 years. And what we're talking about today is something that's a great concern for all of us lifeguards, permanent lifeguards, seasonal lifeguards, all our staff. Currently, we do not have presumptive illness, which fire and police do have. If they're exposed to something and something turns up a little bit later on in their life, they do have coverage. We don't currently. We have the same exposures that both police and fire do have, safety services, but we also have the aquatic environment that we're exposed to. So on any given day, even if there's closures at any coastline along the City of San Diego beaches, we're still expected to effect rescues, swim in that water, be exposed to things, and as we all know, the infrastructure within the City of San Diego, the urban runoff goes directly into the ocean. So the potential is very high, the risk is very high, and in addition to those things that both police and fire are exposed to, the water is just one more element that we're very concerned about. So at this point, we're very concerned about our well-being, the future of lifeguards to come, our current lifeguard staff, and we feel like we are definitely need to pursue this issue and that we do deserve presumptive illness. So we ask that you just take a moment to really consider what it is that we're looking for and only asking what other safety service members have. And thank you for your time.
Chad Carter, been a lifeguard for 10 years. I strongly believe lifeguards need presumptive coverage. Right now, currently, we are under a 72-hour water advisory. And if I had to go out into the water to go rescue somebody and was to risk getting sick, which has happened before. When I worked at Ocean Beach, we were under a 72-hour water advisory, and we were super busy, and myself and the entire crew I was working with, we all got very sick and had flu-like symptoms. I remember having sore throat and nasal congestion. I went into a city doctor, and that doctor denied coverage and medicine for me because he said that he couldn't prove that it happened on the job. So there's times, and like today, I could have to go make a rescue and put myself and my family at risk. So lifeguards, we do need presumptive coverage. So please vote. Sherry Leitner is my council member, and we need it. We keep the people safe. We serve the public, just like firefighters and police do. We put our lives on the line. So please go out and vote, and thanks for your time.
Hello, my name is Erik Meech. I'm a lifeguard with the City of San Diego. I've been working as a full-time lifeguard for close to 20 years now. I'm asking you to consider us for the presumptive illness. As lifeguards and marine firefighters, first responders, we come in contact with hazardous situations on a daily basis. And I've always hoped that my family would be protected in the event that something happens to me. And as I understand it, that's not the case. In my career, I've had a lot of involvement with medical aids and rescues, where I've come in contact or near contact with bodily fluids and blood and hazardous chemicals such as gasoline and oil in the water and pollutants from runoff. One particular case was a cliff rescue in the Black Beach area where I was treating a CPR patient, and the catheter from a nasal suction unit came out of the victim's nose and sprayed blood across my face. Fortunately, I had my protective glasses on, so nothing went into my eyes or my mouth or my nose, but it gave me a great deal of concern that I would come in contact with someone's bodily fluids in that manner. So again, please consider us for the presumptive illness. It's something that's very important for me as an individual and the lifeguards as a whole.